Week 9 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few forwards I looked at this week. The first guy is Blaisley, the Okc Thunder. So right here, Baisley, we've seen flashes from him the last couple seasons, but this year here, the numbers have definitely haven't been as great as last year, but he's starting to get it going on the season. 8.7 points a game, 6.5 rebounds, 1.3 assists, a 3 a game, and 37% from the field. So obviously the field goal percentage isn't good. The scoring isn't all that great, but right here, he's giving fantasy owners other categories as well. The last few games for him: December 6th at Detroit, 7 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 60% from the field. December 8th at Toronto, 15 points, 5 boards, 2 steals, a block, a 3, 87% from the field. And December 10th versus the Lakers, 9 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 42% from the field. So obviously this Thunder team, very young team, rebuilding team, and they're going to play a lot of the young guys like they did last season here. And right now, Baisley, he's available in 76% of fantasy leagues. So if you need a few categories, I think he's a decent guy for the job in that position right now is Baisley. He's not going to be a great scorer, not going to be a great three-point shooter, but he definitely can rebound, steal, and block a few shots. So I would get him this week. The next guy's Orient Finney-Smith of the Dallas Mavericks. So Dorian Finney-Smith, we've seen the last few seasons, him being in and out of fantasy teams in their lineups. On the season, 9.1 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 1.5 steals a game, 1.8 threes a game, and 44% from the field. So right now, he's giving owners about 4 or 5 categories at least. He was never a big scorer of the basketball, but he does all the other things, the intangibles. He'll steal the basketball, decent rebounder, get a few assists. And the last few games here for Finney-Smith: December 7th versus the Nets, 15 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals, 4 threes, 50% from the field. December 8th versus the Grizzlies, 8 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, 66% from the field. And December 10th at the Pacers, 4 points, 6 boards, and assist, a steal, and 33% from the field. So right here, like I mentioned, there's going to be games he'll score the basketball a decent amount. And then there's games he's not going to, but he's going to get you a few categories. The rebounding's good. Steals, assists, pretty decent. And he's even hitting a few threes a game almost as well. So right now, he's available in 64% of fantasy leagues. And he's definitely a guy I would get on my roster. He's playing about 35 minutes a game here for this Dallas Maverick team. And obviously, you can't turn down a guy who's going to play minutes and help you in a few categories. Right here, the next forward I looked at this week's Terrence Ross of the Orlando Magic. Terrence Ross, one of the better scorers off the bench in the NBA, but he got off to a horrible start early in the year. But right now, he's starting to get things going finally for the Magic. 10.7 points a game on the year, 2.1 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.4 threes, and 39% from the field. But the last couple weeks here for Ross, 13.3 points a game, 3 boards, 2 assists, 1.3 threes a game, and 41% from the field. So right now, he's doing what he does best, hitting the 3-ball, scoring the basketball. He's not going to do much else besides that for fantasy owners. And right now, he's been added in 6% of fantasy leagues and still available in 80. The last few games here for Ross: December 6th at the Warriors, 8 points, 5 boards, 2 threes. December 8th at the Kings, 17 points, 2 boards, 4 assists, 3 threes. And December 11th at the Clippers, 22 points, a rebound, an assist, a steal, a block, a 3, and 36% from the field. But he hit 13 free throws in that ball game as well. So as long as he's scoring the basketball, drawing fouls, and hitting threes, getting to the line, I think Terrence Ross is a decent ad, and we know what he's capable of. Seeing what he did in seasons past, scoring off the bench for the Magic, is Ross. And I looked at this week's Terrence Davis of the Sacramento Kings. I've mentioned Davis is an ad the last couple weeks here to get on your team. And right now, owners, they're definitely going out there and adding him at a decent pace. Right now, he got added in 31% of fantasy leagues over the last few weeks here. But right now, still available in 53% of leagues. So right here, ever since Elvin Gentry's taken over for this King team, the rotation's changed and players are getting more opportunities that should have. On the season here for Davis, 9.4 points a game, 2.8 rebounds, an assist a game, 1.4 threes a game, and 41% from the field here for Davis. But on the last couple weeks here for Davis, 16.6 points a game, 4.7 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 2.4 threes a game, and 51% from the field. So he's going out there, and we've seen some huge games from Davis over the last week here. December 1st at the Clippers, 23 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals, 5 threes, 64% from the field. December 4th versus the Clippers, 28 points, 4 boards, a steal, 6 threes, 56% from the field. December 8th versus the Magic, 16 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, a block, 2 threes, 54% from the field. December 10th at the Hornets, 19 points, 8 boards, an assist, 3 steals, a block, a 3, 47% from the field. And December 11th at the Cavs, he had a down ball game, 9 points, 2 boards, 2 assists, 44% from the field. But right now, Davis, he's been playing 25, 30 minutes a game. He's hitting the 3 ball, he's scoring the basketball at a great rate and giving on his rebounds as well. So right now, if you need all those categories and he's still available in your leagues, you definitely go out there and get Terrence Davis in the 5th and final forward I look to get. Herbert Jones of the New Orleans Pelicans. So Jones, I mentioned him as a pickup last week, and the young rookie, he's been pretty impressive in my opinion. Right now available in 75% of fantasy leagues on the season, 7.1 points a game, 3.4 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.4 steals a game, and 46% from the field the last couple weeks for him. Since the playing time's gone up, the numbers have as well: 11 points a game, 4 rebounds, 2.2 assists, 1.5 blocks a game, and 47% from the field. So Jones, he definitely needs to work on obviously scoring the basketball a little better and his three-point shooting, but everything else, he's definitely contributing to fantasy owners, and they've taken a liking to him as well, adding him in 14% of fantasy leagues over the last couple of weeks. The last few games from December 5th at Houston, 5 points, a rebound, an assist, a steal, 3 blocks, 50% from the field. December 8th versus Denver, 19 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, 2 blocks, a steal, 2 threes even added, 72% from the field. And December 10th versus Detroit, 10 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, a block, a 3, 33% from the field. So he's playing anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes a game here is Herbert Jones. Zion Williamson, he's had a setback with his recovery, so that's more playing time for Jones in my opinion here. And right now he's giving fantasy owners a decent amount of categories. So right now available in 75% of leagues. He's not going to make or break many things for you, but he's definitely a good contributor to have at the end of your bench on your fantasy roster. So that's a few forwards I look to add here for week 9 of the fantasy basketball season.